Ohio's highest court is weighing in on an unusual controversy surrounding boneless chicken. The state Supreme Court ruled that just because you order boneless chicken at a restaurant doesn't mean you shouldn't expect to find bones. In a 4-3 decision along ideological lines, the court found that bones are a natural part of the chicken and consumers should always be on guard for them. The suit was brought by a man who ordered boneless wings and ended up with a bone lodged in his throat, tearing his esophagus. A little concerning there. Let's bring in Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes to this conversation. Okay, so Khalif, just so I'm getting this right, the court ruled that the restaurant cannot be held responsible if someone finds a bone in their boneless chicken wings. I mean, it's in the name, though, boneless chicken wings.
It is definitely in the name, but the judge that wrote the opinion said, listen, you can't expect them to be boneless just like you can't expect the whole boneless chicken wing to be made from a chicken wing. It's like, where are you going with this? I don't follow your logic.
I know where they're going with it. They want a little bit of cash.
The dissent was really confused, and they said, well, you're taking us down a slippery slope. If you're saying a person cannot expect a boneless wing to be boneless, well, what about a person that's doing lactose-free milk? Are you not supposed to expect it to be lactose-free? What about nut-free allergies? A person that has nuts and then they're ordering something that doesn't have nuts in it? Well, you can't anticipate that it's nut-free because the label is misleading. That slippery slope is extremely dangerous. I agree with the dissent. This was problematic, and the biggest point that the dissent made that I totally agree with is that they said that this should have been decided by a jury. That you made it on the lower court said that they didn't state a claim, there was no duty, there was no breach, and because there was no breach, this case should be dismissed. It moved up to the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals said the same thing, and the Supreme Court here just said they agreed with that.
Surely there's been precedent, though, of some form of false advertising, because you hear it all the time when companies kind of, I wouldn't say trick the consumer, but they name something and then there's someone who has a problem with it.
Different type of claim. And so this was a strict negligence. Like, you have a duty to ensure that what you give me is the actual thing and that you don't put me in some type of harm. What they're saying is that you assume the risk when you're eating that if it came from a chicken, you would anticipate that chickens have bones, and because they have bones, you should already know that, and that waives them of any type of liability. If they would have brought a claim that was, false advertisement, or, you brought me into this anticipating one thing, or even a breach of contract, I anticipated getting this and I didn't get that, but that wasn't what this claim was. This was a strict negligence claim. He had injuries, and because he had injuries, he wanted his medical bills and future damages covered. I anticipated this would have went to trial at the very minimum and let a jury of his peers make a determination. That is problematic. I mean, so now you just don't know where you go.
So this is for a restaurant, but it could also apply to any company that's selling boneless chicken wings.
He sued everybody. Law school tells you to sue everyone and let the courts figure it out. He sued the restaurant, he sued the supplier, he sued everyone in sight, and the court dismissed the claims against everyone.
Any chance of an appeal?
I mean, I anticipate an appeal, but in this era, I'm not sure if it would make sense. And then you got to think about it. Like, even if he had $50,000 or $100,000 in damages, is it worth spending, the $50,000 to $100,000 in legal fees to get the outcome that you want? Sometimes it is. A person says, I just want to make sure that I'm done right. And some folks are saying, you know what, I spent enough money, I'm done. I'll just take it and, I can't get a win here.
Cut your losses.
100%.
You know what doesn't have bone in the chicken wings is the veggie ones that I eat. Those don't have bones in
As a pescatarian, I'm with you.
All right, Colin, thanks.